Space obviously captures our imagination. I know we're all watching with fascination and bated breath as Richard Branson took this flight up to space, or at least 50 miles above the Earth yesterday. But what is the business case for this? How is Virgin Galactic actually going to make money off of what we saw yesterday?
Yeah, so this really was the test phase. They're still in R&D phase, and the plan was always for Richard Branson to go up and test what the experience would be like for the paying customer down the line. I ran through the economics of their business model with CEO Michael Colglazier. Effectively, it can carry 6 paying passengers at around $250,000 a pop. He actually told me that prices initially will go up until they can scale the number of flights that they're able to do. 6 paying customers at that level gives you $1.5 million per flight, and the operating cost is around $400,000 to $500,000. So it's actually a pretty high margin business. The thing is, they still have so far to go. They have to build a factory to build these spaceships. They have to put a lot of money into the R&D, a lot of money into the marketing, and for the time being, they've stopped selling additional tickets. So that need for capital is pretty clear with that stock offering that they came into with the market this morning.
So where is that capital directly going to go? $500 million or up to it worth of shares. Where could we see it most quickly put to work?
Yeah, so in the near term, they only have 2 of the VSS Unity starships, the thing that actually launches you up into space. They also, remember, need to build more of the dual fuselage airplane, which takes VSS Unity up to altitude. I was actually speaking to New Mexico's governor yesterday, who was at the event, and she said that they're in very early talks about the next stage of their relationship. Remember, New Mexico spent $200 million building Spaceport America for Virgin Galactic. They got a great deal out of it, but they need somewhere to manufacture these spacecraft at scale, and it just doesn't exist yet. The New Mexico governor is hopeful about job creation, hopeful about the investment the state can make, but the fact that they're only in early talks gives you some sense of how long a road it's going to be to scaling up this business.
Let's contrast Virgin Galactic with Blue Origin, which of course is another space enthusiastic billionaire's venture, Jeff Bezos, and he will be going up 8 days from now on July 20th. How is that flight going to look different from Richard Branson's?
Yeah, it's exciting. I get another trip to stand in the desert sun. You know, they have like very different, I know, they have very different delivery mechanisms, right? This kind of classic space age debate. Do you use a capsule that goes up on a rocket like Blue Origin is doing? Or do you use a wing-based system like Virgin Galactic? They also have very different business models. Virgin Galactic has a very specific mission, a very specific business model. Go up for just a few minutes of weightlessness, come back down. Simple. Blue Origin wants to do civilian space flight. It wants to take up Jeff Bezos and other paying customers, but it's also in that other launch business. It wants to compete with SpaceX and ULA and Boeing and Lockheed in carrying up payloads for satellite providers. It wants to do its own internet-based, space-based internet to compete with SpaceX. It doesn't have as focused a business model as Virgin Galactic, but it's trying to compete in those big-ticket contracts. And remember, it was vying with SpaceX for the NASA contract for the lunar lander for 2024, but it didn't win that contract, and it's appealed the decision. So that's kind of the difference between the two.
Ed, I'm so glad you mentioned SpaceX, because literally all I've been thinking about all day is the picture I saw of Elon Musk standing barefoot in a kitchen with Richard Branson at 3 a.m. yesterday before this flight. Clearly a billionaire bromance going on there. And Elon Musk, we know, has purchased a ticket. He's going to go up eventually on a Virgin Galactic space flight. When could that happen?
So the latest that we're hearing from the company is early 2022 is when officially they'll start commercial trips. The problem is that this business is so supply constrained. If you think about it, they sold 600 tickets, right, at $250,000 a pop. They only have a couple of spacecraft. They would have to do 100 launches in their first year to satisfy just that original list. At the same time, throughout 2020, they were taking $1,000 deposits to hold your place in line. So that's the whole point about ramping up. It's going to be a long time until they launch with frequency. And I think even those existing ticket holders are going to be waiting a long time to get on board. But I think it does probably help to be friends with Richard Branson.